I but I'm fine with it. I've found that m- learning for me sticks when I stumble through things and I fail. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to figure out like let me give you some more background for those of you that have watched or have seen me on other platforms. Um, I've tried Twitch out, which I'm really gonna put some effort into that. Um, But I believe in these things that I call nudges. They're spiritual promptings. So as a Dakota man, as a man that comes from the uh, uh, a council fire within the seven council fires, you probably know them as the Great Sioux Nation, but we call ourselves the Ochedi Shakoi. And I'm still teaching myself the language for. So if you're a relative out there and you're from the Sisi Tawa Wakpetua Dakota Oyate and I've messed it up, man, DM me. Be like, you need to teach me and help me to be a better speaker of the language that is working its way back. So, as a Dakota person, one of a Dakota man, one of our core values is connection with Creator. It is a pillar, if not the most important one. Um, and So, when I feel these promptings or this like this is what you need to be doing, I'm doing that. I'm trying to be a good steward of the flame of the light that's within me. So I want to share with you. Oh, where'd it go? I'm gonna have to get up. This is another thing that you're I'm gonna notice is that um, I love millennials and Gen Z. They're so kind of laid back. I've walked this earth for 46 winters, and I feel like within millennials and Gen Z, they're like, man, do you? If we like it, our generations like it, then we'll watch it. And I'm like, okay. Um, so I'm gonna take a cue from them, and like abandon this to go get what I forgot to bring. So I'll be right back. Stand by. Okay. The thing I wanted to share with you, as you can see in the title, this is me sharing with you a Families Anonymous publication called "Today a Better Way," and uh, an Al-Anon publication called "Courage to Change." The prompting that I got, this nudge, is to share these two readings and share about how I'm experiencing that submission, that truth, that teaching in my life. So, background on me is um, I have this past November 29th of 2000 of this year of 2020, I celebrated 20 years of sobriety, and man, it's just it was and it is tough. Um, so I share with this channel within the community um, how I'm navigating those waters and because I truly believe that you and I, when we hold counsel together and please, if I say something that you need more clarification on, type it in the comments, and then I'll do my best to kind of elaborate on some of these the lingo that I share. So, as Dakota people, we talk about being good relatives. To be a Dakota person, you need to be a good relative. And part of me being a good relative to all of you and to the people that are in my circle here in this town and on my reservation is number one, sharing the light that's been given to me. So, Creator God, um, I heard my friend Dakota Goodhouse. He's an instructor at United Tribes Technical College here in Bismarck, North Dakota. He shared with me one time some really good words that he gave his students, and he said that he broke down the words ochedi shakoi, and he said that When we're the seven council fires, we go back, we travel back to our where we live and all that. But when we come together, we're bringing our fires, we're bringing our council fires. And then he talked about how on a larger scale, on the Oyate, on the nation scale, that's what the seven council fires, the Great Sioux Nation. But he like pinched out, he double clicked, and he was like, but these fires are individual too, and you know and I was just like, that is so profound, man. Like each one of us carries a fire within us. And my understanding of Creator God is number one, that we've been given a light, and when we operate from that place and let that light shine before men, people will give glory to Him. And so this is me sharing with you live, two readings, one from Today a Better Way and the other one, Courage to Change. I'm going to begin with Today a Better Way first, and then just share with you how I understand it and how I'm experiencing the teaching, and then I'll move over to the Al-Anon publication. Okay, so the first one is Today a Better Way, and as you can see, I have an iPad, so it's available on an electronic version, and I have it on an iPad. I have it on an iPad also for Courage to Change. Both of those you can order the hard copy, the hardcover and soft cover. You can order electronic version. I'm not sure if they're available in audiobook. Would be interesting to have. Anyways, Today a Better Way, December 18th, gifts. Soon it will be Christmas, a time when people give gifts. I'm wondering about the best gift I can give my addicted son. It's certainly not in my power to give what I most like him to have: healing in his life and freedom from his dependency on drugs. But there is one thing I can give him. I can let him go with love. Perhaps the most precious gift will be allowing him space, time, and freedom to discover who he is and what he wants to be, even though it hurts me to see the consequences of his destructive choices. I will let go with love in many ways, one day at a time. I can change my attitudes and reactions. I need not cling to the past or fear the future when I live in the present. I can be continually aware that he alone is responsible for his actions, and I choose not to intervene. And I can choose not to intervene to prevent him from suffering the consequences of his actions. I want to give this to him on Christmas Day and every day of the year. I can truly possess only what I'm able to give away. Today, I will give others the gift of freedom and dignity, and I will give myself the gift of serenity. The way I'm experiencing where I'm living at this now is I've incorporated this into my life for the past, I intentionally, like, I mean, and when I say intentional, I mean, like every day I am really stopping myself from reacting with words or an action. And so for my addicted loved ones, siblings, children, friends, whatever, whoever, loved ones, good friendships. I mean, I have friends that are still caught up in the chains of addiction. Whoever they are, I do them the solid, and I respect them by letting them live out their life, making their own decisions. Me not trying to manage their lives, not trying to do things like, hey, if you just did this thing, and only offering feedback when they ask, and not just throwing it out there. I remember my one of my loved ones was just so upset with me, would just like, just stop. Would you just stop? My goodness, every time I would just want to talk to you, and have this relationship with you in this, well, didn't say all of this, but they have a relationship with me in this context. I would just straight away go to the believer, the disciple, the Christian point of view. And this individual is like, I don't even feel like I'm yours. Like I'm your, brother or sister or son or your friend, because you're always kind of like trying to like evangelize me or proselytize me. It's just like, can't we just be? And I'm like, crap, man, I can't even, I could beat myself up, or I can just do what I've been doing the past 3 years. And I've fallen hard. I've gotten skinned up. I've stayed down on the ground in a pity party. Or I can get up and say, man, I got to do better the next time. Confess it to Creator God. And I'm not ashamed to admit my relationship with Creator God. As a Dakota person, this is one of the pillars, and I'm going to be proud of it. I'm going to be this is an honor and privilege to have a relationship with him. So I'm not gonna, people, hey, you shouldn't share so much. I'm not. Hey, I'm sharing. I'm giving you truly who I am, and I think that I do you the solid by doing that. I'm truly living out of this space, out of this fire. So I'm letting this light shine before you, operating from that space. But um, so what I've been doing with my loved ones and my friends is I've just been all hands off. If they ask for input and advice, I will try to share with them. I will offer up things for their consideration, but they aren't things that need to be met, so I feel better about myself. So I've been giving gifts like this for the past 3 years, and I can tell you, it's tough. It's tough to give such a sacred gift away, because ultimately, you have, in this place of giving this gift away to another person, you have to live out what would be the equivalent of faith in some circles. Like, you have to believe that there was a person listening to your prayers as you gave them back to Creator. Look, I can't manage my own life. I don't know what the heck to do with theirs. Here they are. Can you take care of them? So that's where I'm at, and I'm telling you what, I've been, I might, I might be losing weight, if you will. Not, well, I am trying to in real life, but like in the like philosophical or spiritual, I might be losing weight, um, and getting toned in some areas after 3 years of working out or modeling this thing in my life. But it's been a long journey. I'm not going to lie. So ultimately, it is doable, and I truly believe that what one of Jesus' teachings, we call him Wanikia. When we heard about Jesus, the elders, my ancestors, called him Wanikia, the Redeemer. When we heard about Jesus, Wanikia, um, we truly believe that, wow, that's how Creator came to that people at that time. Wow, wow, we afforded him great respect and honor, and we identified him as Creator. Well, the reason why I share that is because number one, I want you to know that his teaching about having removing the plank from our own eye so that we'll see clearly, to remove the speck from our brothers, applies. I truly believe, this is where I stand. It applies to this. I need to quit worrying about that individual in such a way, trying to manage their own life. I need to start with me. And isn't that what the traditions, AA, Families Anonymous, NA, Alcoholics Anonymous, the 12 step, isn't that what these two founders had in mind? Go back and look at some of their written material, and listen to some of the things and what people talked about. They were talking about, we first got to take care of ourselves. You know what? Worry about you. You do you. It's not that you don't have boundaries in place, but they need to come from a place where you're not trying to manage somebody's life. The Harbinger Institute, they have a book series called um, the Anatomy of Peace. It's 3-part. The Anatomy of Peace, Leadership and Self-Deception, and the Outward Mindset. I'm telling you what, you got to check those out. But I'm sharing with you a concept from them. I don't want to take the like they came up with this, but I want to share it with you. They say that until we see other individuals, other human beings as individuals, as human beings with hopes, dreams, fears, and whatever, worries, anxieties, panic attacks, whatever, until we see them as people that have needs, hopes, dreams, fears, and until we see them as such, we will just look at them as objects to be managed. Kind of sounds like where we're at. So the past 3 years for me has been giving my loved ones that are around me, my family, my friends, those that struggle with, other parents, other uncles and aunties, other human beings, giving them the tremendous honor of letting them figure it out, but being there in a support role. So I can tell you that it's not been easy. but I've definitely got some peace about it. It's not that I've become passive or just kind of like emotionally distant. It's just that I'm doing the right thing and I'm worrying about me first. The environment isn't going to change for our loved ones unless we change. So all of us have a part of recovery. So that's today a better way. I want to show you the hardcover option, the printed material, what it looks like, so you know that you're picking the right thing. So today a better way, a Families Anonymous publication, and this is my hardcover copy. You know, it's pretty beat up. I need to find somewhere where they can fix the spine. My spine is broke on it, but yeah, I don't know. I like it, but this is a nudge. I'm sharing with you guys a nudge. The other publication I want to share with you is, and it's probably going to have some like glare to it, but I can't share. Darn it. It won't let me show the cover. But so I'll just get to the reading. Courage to Change, an Al-Anon publication, from what I know, December 18th. In places where people depended on camels for transportation, they have a saying: "Trust in God and tie your camel to a tree." I think of this saying as a colorful way of describing what we in Al-Anon call doing the footwork. I know this one's gonna gut check me. First, we trust in our higher power. Trusting is a way of affirming that we are willing to be receptive to whatever the higher power chooses for us. We do not resign ourselves to our fate. We meet the day with confident expectation. We expect a miracle, as they say. We do not expect we cannot expect our higher power to do this for us, or to do for us what we can clearly do for ourselves. We must do our part. The 12 steps help us to distinguish between our responsibilities and those we can turn over to God. Today's reminder. Today I give thanks for the guidance my higher power or for the guidance of my higher power, and for the measure of common sense needed to apply this guidance to the details of my daily life. And then the quote at the bottom says, no one else can define our role in the unique partnership we developed with our higher power. In all affairs is where it's from. Oh my goodness, I like that. I I feel like this thing is like, I don't know, I feel like it's medicine. It was what we call it in Dakota way. It's like medicine. I'm being reminded of the sacredness of one's relationship with Creator God. Dr. Charles Eastman, and I believe it's a ways over there, so I'm not gonna Dr. You know what I am? I'm gonna do Dr. I don't think not a lot of people know him. So let me grab the book or books. Oh, I just dropped my drumstick. All right. I think these are the two, so I'm gonna show you these for now. Can't find the other one. Maybe it's on another pile. I have so many books that I've been healing. Okay. Nope, it's not in that one either. All right. So the two I'm going to show you is, and he's got like, I think like 19 or wait, no, 13 plus books that he's written. So before I show you, this is a Dakota. He was a physician. If you've ever seen the movie Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee, he's the physician in there. His name is Dr. Charles Eastman. Ohisia? Let me see if I can pronounce his name. Ohiesa. Dr. Charles Eastman, he is, in my opinion, I believe him to be a theologian and a philosopher that is a lot of times overlooked. So this is one of his books, Indian Boyhood. Really great read. I've read this several times. And then this is another one of his books, The Soul of the Indian, Dr. Charles Eastman. Yep, Dr. Charles Eastman was a physician. And he shares in this one, he talks about one's relationship with the Creator is wakan. It's sacred. And it's disrespectful for another Dakota, another person in that circle, to look down upon another individual that that has a relationship with Creator. It's just disrespectful. Wow, talk about the medicine that could be applied to church circles or interdenominational relationships or parachurch organization or yada yada yada. Really, any context. If you would look at another individual as, man, they're just another person trying to do the best they can and extending them a solid that way. That's how I see that this teaching is kind of like a quantum jump into reality and how we can understand. It's a spiritual teaching, but it could just make that quantum jump into the reality, and we like, oh man, this would apply in that space, dude. This I love Dr. Charles Eastman's writing, and I'm reminded of his writings by what this has what this has to say. Trust in God, but do the work. I just love it. First we trust the higher power. We trust our higher power. First we trust that. It's like, first what you're going to do is make sure that your relationship with Creator God is locked down. Oh, but Bob, I'm not there. Cool. That's cool. I respect that. I respect that you were honest enough to tell me that religion, that whole thing, dude, whatever. I don't want any of that. You can, oh, but we're still going to hang, right? Oh yeah, sure, man. Dude, you and me, cool. But you got to do me the solid. Like, that's where I come from. That's a part of the culture. When you tell me not to be, you're basically telling me not to be Dakota. Oh, so even though you disagree with it, I still got to live out of the space. I still got to be me, right? And you still got to be you. So I understand that you're there. I respect that, but the feelings got to be mutual. We got to come to this place to try to understand one another. It might sound like we're arguing, but we're not really arguing. In his book, Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey, I'm telling you what, man. Oh, the audiobook is so good. And for those of you out there that are in spiritual circles and in context, settle down. Oh, I heard about that book. Settle down. But he talks about when he was in Africa I think it was Africa, and he heard these two gentlemen arguing with one another, and he thought, this person's right. And he tried to take a side, and he ended up getting rebuked by both of these individuals. Like, you're not understanding. Like, when they hold their point of view and when I hold mine, we are understanding each other. We have to come from this place of doing the solid of just putting out there what we believe so people can truly understand who we are. In the book, Stages of Faith, let me make sure that you can see it. Stages of Faith by James W. Fowler. He highlights this. Let me see if I can find it. And I'm sorry for the blank, for the, what do you call it? For the blank space, for the, I sure hope I highlighted it. And I could probably just do my best and paraphrase it, but I want you to hear what he has to say. It's powerful. It really is. Okay, I believe it's just at the tail end of this chapter. One more page. It's well worn. Okay, I think I got it here. All right. He says, okay. In this chapter, he's talking about stage 6 of like of the stages of faith from a psychological point of view. But listen to this quote. He says, presumably, the absoluteness of the divine character can come to expression in different forms and in different contexts, with each of these instances bearing the full weight of intimacy. All of this means, if it is correct, that the most precious thing we have to offer each other in interfaith encounters is our honest, unexaggerated, and non possessive sharing of what we take to be moments of absoluteness in the particular faith traditions which we live as committed participants. Why are you getting all jacked up about that? because look at that. A an Al-Anon an Al-Anon publication, Courage to Change, a Dakota, an Indigenous, a Native American, and a doctor who to study psychology. Bam! They're all talking about the same thing. It's like, holy smokes, man. So if we would just talk about, in the context of friendship and intentional friendships, like I have to risk this person not liking me. And then I need to be brave enough to come back into that circle and have relationship with them. Profound, profound. Sorry, I'm in the habit of cleaning up my immediate work environment, so like it's like it just doesn't drive chaos. I don't know if that makes sense. Like if I had papers all over this desk of mine, and and then I was trying to do all this, and I had to move things, it would just like trigger chaos and not having peace and serenity within me. So I make sure that my workspace, like my desk, I got things put away. So yeah, I had to reach around and put that away. But this courage to change, wow. I don't know. Maybe I need to screenshot. I'm gonna highlight the whole. I'm gonna highlight the whole page. That just I love this. All right, okay, cool. It is letting me highlight the whole page. I'm telling you what, man. I don't know if you can see that, but right there, I love like technology, and how you have little tools like this. It's not that I don't have hardcover books, but I just know that for some way, I'm going to come back and I'm going to read that a year from now, and I'm going to be like, I must really like that. I better read that again. So that's ultimately, you kind of heard where I'm at in that. So now when I think of all of these things, I'm going to go easy, and I've been doing that. It's not that I have some, that I don't have firm beliefs, and firm absolutes. I do. But the best way that I can grow and learn is by offering that, like, this is my light, whether you like it or not. Kind of like, I don't know, man, but this is who I am, and I need to be good with that. And that's where I'm at. I'm about pleasing Creator God, not pleasing men. I'm not going to be rude or disrespectful, but I'm going to be genuine. And that's the light that I bring to this area, this town, my relationship with my wife, my relationship with my sons, my grandchildren, my mother and my father, my aunties, my uncles, my cousins, my friends, my colleagues. For those of you that don't know, I serve as a chaplain at a tribal college, which is, it's tough because of the damage that the church did. Church was a part of, just the history is the church was a part of some bad things. So I think the quicker we acknowledge that, we don't have to stay there, but the quicker we acknowledge that, the healing can begin. Or else we're going to continue to go into this vicious cycle of, just there's a better way to do it. So those are the two publications I wanted to share with you. Eventually, I think I'm going to separate out Courage to Change and have that as a different recording. So for those of you that maybe are subscribed to the channel, I'm actually doing. I hate. I'm just going to put it out there. I feel like when the time comes, I'll be able to like go further down that road. If my granddaughter was here, she'd be like, subscribe to Papa. I don't know if I'm there yet. I feel like I want to get my feet under me over here on YouTube Live, and then just go from there. And this is a nudge. The creators saying go live. First it was on Facebook, and then it moved over here, and I'm like, and he's just like, just share where you're at, share the journey, share how you are understanding some of these teachings from my son, from even what your own people said. But share that, so it's the best respect that you can give another human being. But what if they don't like what I have to say? And it's silent. It's like, where's the nudge now? Give me another nudge. Like, if they do this, then that. It's just like, no, you just got to go first. So I'm heeding the nudge. It's a spiritual prompting for me to do what I'm doing now. And I'm doing it over on Facebook Live. I'm doing it through um, YouTube Live. And eventually I'll be over on Twitch too. Just a plain and simple thing. It's not that I won't take any type of recommendations, advice. Hey, you should do this on your stream, and you should have maybe pull over onto the window so we can see the comments coming in real time. Oh, hey, man, you should do this. I know that you're about simplicity, and you feel like it shouldn't be so flashy and flash in the pan and have all of these things on it, but just add this one piece, and it's just kind of like it'll help overall all of us, because I don't know, I'm open to all of that. But this live, I'm going to go for about 15 more minutes. I don't know where it'll go, um, but two readings from two different places. Today, a Better Way, a Families Anonymous publication, and then Courage to Change, an Al-Anon publication. I just I'm I my heart was broken, like so many others when COVID hit. I was so excited that prior to COVID, we were finally bringing recovery and addiction. Like that whole treatment kind of thing, that whole industry. We were as a state, our first lady was saying that we need to reinvent it. And I truly believe that it does need to be reformed, and we need all hands on deck right now. Like, it's this opioid crisis isn't going away, and we need to figure this out. And so when I saw other places doing this thing, I was excited, and then COVID hit. And then all of a sudden, next, all that traction, all of those good things we were doing, they just, to me, they felt like they hit the wayside. Like, COVID is driven some major depression, and I'm telling you what, I've been struggling with depression lately. And the more I acknowledge that, the more it loses power. I can just say, look, it gives me opportunities for healing, and I'm not taking myself too seriously. Does it feel good sharing with you guys that I'm struggling with depression? Yeah. Or does it not feel good? It doesn't feel good because I'm an extrovert. And my role in the family was the family clown. I had to make sure everybody was happy. I'm an extrovert. I have to be around people. I get fueled when I'm around people. And, like, if back in my drinking and drugging days, really the thing that I think I was really wanting to be connected to was the community. And then I distorted that, and it turned into getting the drinking and drugs and all that. But yeah, I was pretty sad when I saw that. Um, Man, all eyes, all focus. We tunnel vision this pandemic of COVID-19, and then we lost sight of the pandemic of hopelessness that was going on in the addicted community. And we got so tunnel visioned on our stuff and our families, that we forgot about the least of these, is what when Yiki called them. Jesus called them, if you do this to the least of these, you do it to me. I've always loved it when Mother Teresa was asked, why do you wipe the pus out of lepers' sores? Why do you clean up after them? Why do you clean up the vomit that they've just put on? She says something, and I'm paraphrasing, something to the effect of, our Lord said that when we do these things to individuals like this, that we do it to Him. And He did. He said, when you give a cup of cold water in my name, you're doing it to me. When you go and visit an individual in the hospital or in prison, you've done it to me. And she said, I go to serve my Lord. I'm like, oh, wow, that is like, it's crazy how quick we overlook that as folks that are self-confessors. For those that are self-confessors, that they're disciples, followers, and believers of Jesus. And we tend to be self-focused on us, our church, our Bible study, or whatever, our subculture, rather than going out and being in the world. Well, we do it, but do you do it just for the sake of like you're honoring him, you're serving him. And it's not about a prayer letter, it's not about accolades that you get, it's not about any type of vanity. You know, Solomon he's arguably the wisest person that ever walked the earth from a theological and a theologian like standpoint. They say that he's what the wisest man Scripture declares him to be. But if he was right, then his talking about in Ecclesiastes that everything is vanity, he laid everything out. Like it's just a striving after the wind. You know, it's kind of trying to grasp uh, oil. You know, in water, you're trying to pick it. Oh, what the heck? And it's pointless. And I think that spiritual truth applies to so many places. So I'm so glad that some of you watch this. I'm not really big into the numbers, and here's what I mean by that, because I used to be, but I'm not anymore, and this is where I'm learning. This is where Creator has me. So Jesus said, "Where two or three are gathered in my name, I'm there among them." So I want to highlight community. Stick with me. Um, if it's me and another person, I need to celebrate that. So like right now, I look over on the live and I see one person watching. That's great. I need to celebrate that. I need to be happy about that. And then like my max, the thing I need to be happy about, I need to make a big deal about, and be happy in myself, is that when it's me and two other people, I need to be happy about that. Because the places I came out of, like I used to work for the federal government, and we called it throughput, how many people we were putting through this system. And it was all about numbers. And then my next jump into my next thing that I went into to serve as a staff pastor, I worried about how many people were in the seats, how many people were participated at the Bible study, how many people volunteered at our outreach, how many people came to said outreach. I was more worried about the numbers. I didn't see them. I was worried about us and our thing. Terrible, terrible. But I've learned, and I'm learning, and I'm folded into this spiritual journey. This because I'm a spiritual being on a human journey. I've incorporated the. I folded this in. I got to do it differently. So, and it's a nudge. It's a nudge from Creator God via His Holy Spirit. When you have one other person, celebrate that. That's your minimum. When you have two other people plus yourself, that's your maximum. So if you meet these criteria, you are in a good place. And I'm like, okay, I'm still trying to get my arms wrapped around that, but I'll remember that. But the more I communicate it out, the better. I know that when the understanding does come, I'll be like, oh, so good. And I'm taking good notes. I'm just like I got things all over the place, but I bet you if I brought it together, it would probably be some kind of a thing that I could share with individuals. Um, but who knows when that'll be? I'm 40. I'm young. I'm 40. I've journeyed this earth 46 years. I'm young, and I still, however long I'm blessed to stay here, I'm going to do the best with today. So I love the fact that I'm getting ready to go to a thing right now, like coffee with a friend, and I don't know what other people the Lord is going to bring past my way, but I'm going to be like kind of giddy. They're going to be like, I thought he said on his Facebook Live, because they've some of these individuals live in this community. They're going to be like, I thought he said on his Facebook Live that he's struggling with depression. He didn't seem depressed, and maybe they come back and like, what's up? It's like, I just like got encouraged so many times during that morning. You said, and I took it as, I'm only going to worry about today, and I'm going to celebrate the fact that I've been encouraged, I've been exhorted, and hopefully that this light that is me, the candle that is me, will light another person. So, but yeah, I'm going to button this up. It's short. Eventually, I think this afternoon, I'm going to try. It's going to be a big goal. I don't even know what I'm going to do. It's going to feel uncomfortable. I'm going to try to go like 2 hours. 2 hours on Twitch. So it'll kind of be this format. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. And I'm sure I'll stumble through it. I won't have my chat feature set up, and I know somebody will come in there and start trolling, and that's gonna make me focus on that. People will be like, bro, DM me or something, or type in the comments. You really need a mod, here, look at this link. I don't know, but I'm going to take it as I'm on an adventure. And today is a part of that. So in Dakota, when somebody sneezes, they say Zani Washdedo. It means good health to you. It's typically said after a sneeze. According to my uncle, my Dekshi, Dr. Clifford Chunku, UND, University of North Dakota. And then, yeah, so Zani Washdedo. And then the other thing I'll say to you is, and I say Zani Washdedo in light of COVID 19. So Zani Washdedo, good health to you. And then I'll say this, Dokshda, Dokshda, okay, Dokshda, okay. See, I got to make sure that T doesn't always sound like a T. And I'm teaching myself the language. And so I'm saying to you, what I'm saying there is, see you later. We have no word for goodbye, and the more that I speak the language and I struggle through that, I'll start learning it too. I want my family to know, like, this is an important thing in my life, like my spirituality and who I am as a Dakota man. I want to live those realities out. I want to let my light shine before people so that they'll see these things and glorify Creator God, not me, not my family, not the things I'm connected to, but Creator God. I'm here for people to, like, what that would look like is for you, whoever you are that are watching, they would look at you and they would say, "Man, I'm so glad that they're a part of this circle." And then they have that thought and they take it to Creator God in wherever they go to pray and have time with Him, and it would sound like this. Let's just say I'm that person, and I see you in real life, and I'm like, I'm so thankful for um I'm so thankful for and I'm just gonna say Fred. I'm so thankful that Fred came to the meeting last night. The things that he shared, the two things that they're just powerful to me, and they were timely to me. So thank you for sending Fred to encourage me. Um, his words were very powerful. And then when I went up and I talked to him and shook his hand and told him that they really meant something to me, and though I don't know if Fred understood me because I was like crying through tears, I thank you that you sent him. He was an answer to prayer. I thank you, Creator. In Jesus' name, Amen. Or we say Nue in Dakota. But that's what it looks like. They're not, you probably will never hear that. Whoever you are, I'll probably never hear that, but Creator heard it. They're thanking God for Creator sending you. That's kind of where I'm from. That's how I think. So I know it's short for lives. Folks typically go way longer than this, but I don't know. I'm learning. I am going to let you go. Zani Washdedo and Dokshda Ke. Um, Good health to you, and I'll see you guys later.